And hello everyone, welcome back to Invader's Weather Center, Invader's Weather News for this August 28th, 2021 special edition of Invader's Weather News, Invader's Weather Center, as we track Hurricane Ida, a dangerous hurricane heading for the Louisiana coast, as it could make landfall as a potentially catastrophic Category 4 hurricane. I am your Invader with the latest headlines on Hurricane Ida, as is now a Category 2 hurricane. Winds up at 105 miles right now. Pressure has went down to 976 millibars, moving northwest at 16 miles right now. Hurricane Ida is now a Category 2 hurricane. We got the latest details and headlines here. Here are your key messages on Hurricane Ida. Here's the key messages in Spanish. I'll read one of the key messages here. Ida is expected to be an extremely dangerous major hurricane when it reaches the coast of Louisiana. Hurricane force winds are expected Sunday in portions of the hurricane warning area along the Louisiana coast, including metropolitan New Orleans, with potentially catastrophic wind damage possible where the core of Ida moves onshore. Actions to protect life and property should be rushed to completions in the warning area. So we are currently watching Hurricane Ida right now as it begins to near the coast of Louisiana here. Here's the earliest reasonable arrival time of tropical storm force winds. By Sunday a.m., we should start feeling those tropical storm force winds near the Louisiana coast here. The most likely arrival time of tropical storm force winds, all times are CDT. All times are CDT, Central Daylight Time. So by Sunday 2 a.m. to Sunday, by Sunday 8 a.m. Sunday 2 a.m. we could start feeling those tropical storm force winds. The most likely arrival time to be near the Louisiana coast is likely starting from Sunday 2 a.m. to Sunday 2 a.m. then or Sunday 8 a.m. for those most likely arrival time of tropical storm force winds. Then we got the cone static map here, which we want to watch. So here's the cone map here. We do have a hurricane warning. Again, we do have a hurricane warning in the red in effect along the Louisiana coast here, where we do have a hurricane warning in effect, and we also have a tropical storm warning along in this blue here, along the Mississippi-Alabama border, and along the parts of Louisiana coast here. And the blue are the tropical storm warnings. But now the forecast has changed again. Now we expect landfall to be tomorrow afternoon by 1 p.m. Sunday. We expect landfall on the Louisiana coast because this hurricane is moving quick now. Because since the hurricane movement is moving faster than it was anticipated, all the forecast models are now saying a 1 p.m. Sunday landfall is possible with Hurricane Ida. So this is why I say today is the best time to have your plans ready, because Hurricane Ida will start to make those landfall impacts soon. And when it makes landfall near the Louisiana coast, it's already going to get really bad. And by the time it moves inland, the entire center is going to be by 1 a.m. Monday, then by 1 p.m. Then 1 p.m. Monday is going to move up along the Louisiana-Mississippi border, then all the way up to Mississippi as tropical depression, then into Tennessee into the tropical depression, then all the way up here as a post-tropical depression. So with the storm surge induction here, we got to talk more about that storm surge. We need to understand the storm surge here, people. Please understand the storm surge. So if you're so there's like a few colors here that you can see on the map. The red is the greater than 9 feet above ground. The orange is the greater than 6 feet above ground. The yellow is greater than 3 feet above ground, and the blue is greater than 1 foot above ground. In the gray is intertidal zone / insurance wetlands. So yeah, and in this color here, the white shaded area is a levied area. Consult local officials for flood risk. So here's the storm surge induction. This means it will be above ground, the storm surge. When that storm surge moves inland, this will be like flooding threat when it moves inland with the hurricane. So here, if you're in this reddish area here, you could see 9 foot above 9 foot above ground. So 9 foot is basically like a one-story house. It will flood an entire one-story house, and it's gonna start flooding the roads. It's gonna be up to a one-story house. It's gonna be up to a one-story house. That's 9 foot storm surge there. So imagine a one-story house. Imagine there's water all the way up to the roof. That's 9-foot storm surge. And if you're in those areas, this is not going to be good for those people, because when it makes landfall along this area here, it's gonna be not good. So people should be evacuating in those areas soon, and people should already be evacuated. Hopefully, everyone is evacuated from those cities, and hopefully, everyone will stay safe, because Hurricane Ida is no joke. A Category 4 hurricane, catastrophic hurricane, major hurricane, making landfall tomorrow afternoon, and tomorrow morning through tomorrow afternoon. We expect storm surge and everything going on, especially in these orange and red areas. They need to be watching out in the yellow areas as well, because storm surge is possible, and you shouldn't be in these areas. I don't want anyone to be in those areas, and I hope everyone takes these warnings seriously. We also have storm surge from here too, along the Mississippi coast, and from the Alabama coast here, where we also have storm surge, where there are storm surge warnings. So please take these warnings seriously, especially if you're in the red and orange areas. You have a good chance of seeing greater than 6 feet above ground, greater than 9 feet above ground, and the yellow is greater than 3 feet above ground. So storm surge is no joke to people in those areas. This is not time. This is no time to waste time. So here's the peak storm surge forecast graphic. I'm gonna color here. So 1 to 3 feet of storm surge in the pink here. But actually, that's in the pink is 1 to 3 feet of storm surge in the pink. The yellow is 6 to 9 feet of storm surge. The black line here from Morgan City through the mouth of Mississippi Bay, 10 to 15 feet of storm surge. From this black line here, 10 to 15 feet of storm surge. Then from this pink again, 7 to 11 feet of storm surge. From here, 7 to 11 feet of storm surge. Then from this yellow line again, from Ocean Springs to Mississippi Alabama border, 4 to 7 feet of storm surge. Then from here to the Alabama Florida border, 2 to 4 feet of storm surge. Mobile Bay, 2 to 4 feet of storm surge. Lake Murray Pass, 4 to 6 feet of storm surge. Lake Pontchartrain, 5 to 8 feet of storm surge. Vermilion Bay, 6 to 9 feet of storm surge. The storm surge forecast graphic here. Here's the U.S. rainfall potentials. This has also changed. So this is created at 3:57 p.m. CDT. In some of those little pinkish, darkish purple areas, up to 20 inches of rain. For those little darkish purple areas, 20 inches of rain. If you see this there. Then if you're in the pink area, up to 15 inches of rain. Then in the red, up to 10 inches of rain. The orange is up to 6 inches. The yellow is up to 4 inches. The darkish green is up to 2 inches, and the light green is up to 1 inch of rain here in those areas with Hurricane Ida. Let's talk about the storm surge warnings and watches here. This has changed again. You can see there's storm surge warnings along the Louisiana coast, and has expanded eastward here to include parts of Mississippi and the Alabama coast here, with a storm surge warning. It has expanded east a little here to include the Alabama coast here and parts of the Mississippi coast, as there is a storm surge warning in the pink area here. No storm surge watch. There's a storm surge warning for those areas, and we do have a high risk from the Weather Prediction Center. And this pink right here, if you're in this pink area right here, let me outline it right here. This is the pink, and you're in this pink right here, and this includes New Orleans. You have a high risk of flash flooding risk in this area. If you're in this red, you have a moderate risk of flash flooding. The yellow is the slight risk, and the green is marginal. So, especially for New Orleans, they need to be watching for the flooding, which won't be good for the city of New Orleans. This could be bad. If the path changes eastward, then New Orleans could just get screwed soon. New Orleans might not survive this, but hopefully, I'm praying that this hurricane doesn't make too much impact, but hopefully this hurricane won't be too hard on New Orleans. But hopefully everyone is evacuated, have their plans ready, and staying safe, because this is going to be the big monster hurricane coming for the coast of Louisiana, which no one wants to hear, but it's coming. It's probably in the next few hours going to strengthen to a Category 3 hurricane with winds up to 125 miles. Then by the time it gets near the Louisiana coast here, it's going to be at probably about 130 miles, near a Category 4 near Category 4 strength at 130 miles. And the wind gusts up to 160 miles or 140 knots with Hurricane Ida as a strong major hurricane. And where the track is taking it, it's going to be really close to Huma here, where the center could pass through. Especially Baton Rouge here is going to be close there, the center, and New Orleans, Morgan City, and much of the impacts will be to the east side of the system, or the right side or east side. Usually, like Baton Rouge and New Orleans on the right side of this track could feel a lot of impacts as the rain moves in. It's going to be not good. And by the time it moves to near the border here is 40 miles, and drops from the depression 30 miles, 25 miles. Then up here it will be 25 miles. So with the wind watches warnings, we do have a hurricane warning, as you can see right there. Tropical storm warnings along here in the purple. The red is the hurricane warnings. So if you're along this coastline, you should be evacuated and move further inland to protect your life here. And yeah, in the storm surge warnings here, we do have a storm surge warning in these areas. Again, I already showed you this, so this is important that you heed the warning seriously and stay safe from Hurricane Ida, because this hurricane is no joke to mess with. And the potential power outage potential from Hurricane Ida here, credits to Jim Cantori here. So if you're in this purple area, you can see widespread power outages. So widespread power outages in this area, we expect widespread power outages in this purple. The red is likely power outages, and the orange is possible power outages. So this is going to be one hurricane we got to watch closely. Something to watch with Ida is currently right on track. This is very important should it continue, as it puts New Orleans potentially high in impacts. And if it continues, this might not be good with Hurricane Ida. And there's gridlock. Look at this gridlock as people are evacuating. You can see there's not a lot of cars on the east I-10, but the west I-10 is full gridlock because everyone's trying to get out at the same time. And hopefully all this gridlock will end soon, because everyone is taking this seriously. Hurricane Ida is no joke, and does this seem a joke to you? No, this is not a joke. This is a hurricane coming from Louisiana, and this is a time to get out of here now. You should be out. People along the Gulf Coast of Louisiana should be getting out of there soon. They should be leaving those areas soon. They need to get out harm's way, and they need to evacuate and get out immediately. This is a dangerous, rapidly intensifying Hurricane Ida heading for Louisiana. Unsurvivable storm surge and 130-mile winds. Nothing to joke with. This is a hurricane strengthening here. And you can see everyone's trying to evacuate and heeding the evacuations. People are starting to evacuate now. So this is good news that people are evacuating. We also have hurricane hunters out right now. They are exploring the storm right now. You can see here's one footage. There's no sound, but it's a bumpy ride on the morning. This is 4 hours from the NOAA Aircraft Operations Center as they're flying into the storm of Hurricane Ida. So they're doing a fabulous job as they continue to navigate through this hurricane. You can see they're flying around in this storm here. You can see this is inside the Iowa, the center of Hurricane Ida. So they're doing a good job, and yeah. So be ready if Ida knocks out your power. Charge your cell phone and laptop now. By tomorrow morning, charge your cell phone. Keep it charged. Get our flashlights, batteries, and first aid kit. Switch off electronics to avoid damage from surges. Keep portable generators outside and at least 20 feet from the house. Already prepared for power outages. Here are the supplies you need: flashlight, battery, solar powered phone charger, battery, hand crank power radio, spare batteries, first aid kit, at least 3 days water and food supplies for your pets and yourself or anyone in your home here. And Hurricane Ida in the daytime. This is what it looks like when you fly in a hurricane here. It's a really nice footage of Hurricane Ida and the Hurricane Center circle around, so it looks very nice. Here's an example of storm surge induation. Storm surge can cause major damage to your home and pose a significant threat for drownings. And yep, so 3 to 6 feet is usually a person's height here. Greater than 9 feet looks like this. It's destructive, life-threatening coastal flooding. This is a good graphic, and yeah. You see the eye wall of Hurricane Ida starting to form, and this is all on my Twitter at Invader Audio X. You want to check it out? Links are in my description. And Hurricane Ida is starting to near, as we got a wind threat, flooding threat, storm surge threat, tornado threat. And here's the preparedness information. You want to check that out. They want to check out the track here. So as Hurricane Ida nears, it's going to be one hurricane really close to New Orleans. Actually, this hurricane looks not. It's going to look terrible when it nears New Orleans. So I guess you should be ready by the time it gets near those areas. Look at this. The center is very close to New Orleans there. It's actually around the New Orleans area. And Hurricane Ida is just having a little eye wall trying to form. You can see there's a nice eye wall trying to keep in shape. This hurricane is strengthening in the Gulf of Mexico. Here's the visible high resolution here with Hurricane Ida here. It's loading there, but you can see it's strengthening in the Gulf of Mexico. The waters are quite warm in the Gulf of Mexico. I'm going to show you how warm they are with the sea surface temperatures. North Atlantic. Hurricane Ida is about right in this area, in this X where I marked it. And where Hurricane Ida is going, it's going to be entering those warm waters at 30 degrees Celsius. And that's about 85 degrees, I believe, 86 degrees, somewhere like that. Fahrenheit. It's going to be quite warm in the North Atlantic there with the sea surface temperature. So all that warm water Hurricane Ida is getting, it's going to be a strong major hurricane along the way as it nears Louisiana for the landfall. So this hurricane is going to strengthen a lot as it nears. And there's also aircraft recons flying into Hurricane Ida. And there's one into Ida right now, which this is crucial information. So we'll go get another advisory come out soon. And there's one into this. And there's about 4 different missions going to the storm now. And this hurricane is no joke. It's nearing the coast. And if the path shifts a little, shifts a little eastward, then that's not good for New Orleans. If this path shifts a little eastward, they could face more problems ahead. And all the models are saying Category 3 possible. All the models are agreeing to that. Some of the models are saying Category 4, but mostly all the models will agree to a Category 3 hurricane. And it's predicted to be a Category 4 hurricane upon landfall. And yeah, that's the model intensity guidance with Hurricane Ida. I'm trying to make a shorter video, but want to make sure everyone gets this information in. And that this Category 4 hurricane, when it makes landfall, it's no joke. And that these things should be taken seriously. Here's Hurricane Ida. When it makes landfall, look at this. We've got an eye wall here. Look how close to New Orleans it is. It's quite close when it makes landfall. By the time it reaches up there, it's going to be a tropical, stormed-in tropical depression. They want to look at the A15, the winds here. Look how strong these winds are. It's loading. You can see how strong those winds are. Those are really quite strong winds. The winds are up to 131 knots. That's about a Category 4 hurricane. Look how strong those winds are. It's going to be really strong winds when it makes landfall. It's going to be a Category 4 hurricane. It's going to rapidly intensify over the next hour. And by the time we get a new advisory, it's going to probably be a major hurricane. Or maybe by around the 10 a.m. CDT advisory, it's going to be probably a Category 3 or major hurricane by now. Or tomorrow morning. But I'm thinking this evening we're going to see a major hurricane update. It's going to be a Category 3. And it's going to be not looking good for those people along the Louisiana coast. And hopefully they'll stay safe. And hopefully nobody's in path of Hurricane Ida. Everyone should be getting out of those coastal regions here. Because this looks really concerning here. It looks really spooky. And this Hurricane Ida is nothing to joke with. There's a clear eye wall here. And when it makes landfall, it's going to look like this. No one should be in path of this Hurricane Ida. Nobody. period. And the rainfall is also really concerning here. Look at the rainfall. Hopefully the levees don't break because New Orleans will need it a lot. Hopefully the pumps don't fail because they will need it a lot. Flooding risk up to 24 inches of rain. Some areas to see up to 20 inches of rain. The reddish area up to 9 or 10 inches. Some areas to see 7 or 5 inches of rain. That's not good. Look at that. This is how much rain Ida's going to produce when it makes landfall. That's a lot of rain. And that's something people should take these things seriously when this hurricane makes landfall. So hopefully you got a plan ready and stay safe because Hurricane Ida is nothing to joke with. I'm Meteorologist Invader for Invader's Weather Center Weather News for this August 28th, 2021 special edition. Thanks for watching and hopefully got all the information you needed because Hurricane Ida is nearing the coast and this hurricane is nothing to mess with. I'm Meteorologist Invader. Thanks for watching this special edition here on Invader's Weather Center. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and take care. Bye, guys.